The other day we were scanning for patterns, the harmonic patterns, basically those from Nin's indicator, bearish, butterfly, Gartley, and all that. This time I was going to focus on the PSAR. PSAR, I kind of like that. I like the PSAR fractals, the BB bands, and not Bollinger bands, but the B bands, and that's Igor's indicator. And but you can also scan for when indicators don't work. That's what I was going to point out here first. We often think that the PSAR, this right here, the green dots, are the ret standard .02.2 settings. You often think about it being below or above. You don't really ever think about it being in the bar. See there, it's in the bar. See there, it's in the bar. The PSAR is a pain. It's a pain to scan for. It's a pain. It's okay when it's okay, but when it ain't okay, it ain't okay. And that right there can throw you for a loop. And it has to do with the way the PSAR is calculated. Without going into it any more than that, it has to do with the way it's calculated. And the whole point of this right here is just to show you that sometimes it might not do correct. Let me get rid of that. I usually use the 01 setting. I don't usually use the. I don't even remember why I had those charts there. They're going to confuse me. I don't know why I had the. Oh, I do know why I had the 2 on there to show you. I usually use the 1 setting. So if you, let's just back off here a little bit. Now keep in mind, if the PSAR worked perfectly, FXCM a while back when they borrowed all that hundreds of millions of dollars because they was fixing to go broke, they would have just put it on a PSAR expert advisor and made all their money back in a week. They didn't, because it don't. It works when it works, it don't when it don't. Just like, just like union labor. But let's look at when it does work, and then as it comes along, we'll see when it don't work. Let's do the opposite. Let's see when it don't work first. See how you're kind of coming up here, and the PSAR breaks. You come down, you'd have probably lost money there. Unless you'd have lost something, I bet. Coming along here, it goes up. You might have made some money there. I mean, but let's not kid ourselves. We probably wouldn't have, even though, there's probably 60 or 70 pips there. Unless you're just trying for 10 pips or something like that, you'd have probably. Now that's about 60. Now it breaks here. See how far it fell, and this is a daily chart, so that's a pretty good distance. This is what you want with the PSAR. You want the better trends. See, it broke here. You want that better trend. It broke here. Now that would have scared you there, but you want that better trend here. That's really what you want. I often say it's an uptrend until PSAR says different. And as much as I hate it, the Euro USD, I don't have any Euro USD trades. I'm flat. The Euro USD has been in an uptrend for a long time. And it's going to be in an uptrend until PSAR says different. There are the BB bands. This is Igor's indicator. He wrote it, I think, back in 2006 or something like that. And it's pretty much the same thing. The PSAR is parabolic stop and reverse. This is pretty much the same thing. Goes up, breaks, you can see you might have made some money there. Goes up, breaks, you might have made a little bit there, but here again, you know, you probably would have lost. That's probably 60 pips, but you'd probably lost. Here, down, there, you know, there's a potential to make something there, but you might have lost. Here, it's a lot better. The next thing would be using, not taking all these little bitty, you know, smaller ones. Take it possibly, we're talking about scanning for things here. We're scanning for that B-bands break. You can scan for the B-bands breaks on the same bar that a fractal breaks, such as right here. You stand a better chance. See, like here, it broke the bands there, and it on the same bar, it broke that fractal. You stand a better chance when it's two of them. So in other words, if this comes crashing down like right through here, you stand a better chance. It seems that you stand a better chance when it breaks two at the same time on the same bar or close. See here, fractal. These are fractals. If I hadn't said so far, that's a fractal. I'm sure you know what fractals are. See how it broke them both right there. But anyway, you can scan. I don't know what the heck this is. Oh, this is the PSAR. You can scan. Well, it's PSAR and fractals. You can scan for the parabolic SAR breaking. You can scan for fractal breaking. You can scan for the B-bands breaking. You can scan if say for instance you were interested. Let's just use PSAR right now. You were interested in it. Well, you're not going to be interested in it when the PSAR is 200 pips below, above the price. You kind of want it. You kind of want to know when there's fixing to be some action. So what you can do, you can scan for just say the price might be within 2 pips or 10 pips or 5 pips of the PSAR. So in other words, it might be fixing a break. So let me hit this right here. Control P, enter. Was it nothing? Darn. Control P. Okay, let's go. Usually there's something. There ain't nothing this time though. Darn it. I will always leave that sound up. Might not hurt your ears, but it hurts mine. Okay, let's find something here. CAD Swiss. Now keep in mind now I said that the PSAR is a pain. So we might be hopefully one of these will show what I'm talking about. What is it? 1823.11 Euro GBP. And this is time sensitive. You can't sit there and play around. Okay, no, this is it. Did it right here. Okay, see, we're within. I changed that setting to 5 pips. We're 2.5 pips from the PSAR. So in other words, if you were interested in that signal, you know, let's say this might be on a 4-hour chart. 4-hour would be a lot better, of course. Daily would be a lot better. But this kind of says, hey, you know, we're getting awful close here. That's no good. CAD Swiss. Let's look at that. But you see what I'm talking about. You can scan for like if the price is what was that, 15. You could scan. That's only because I got it within 5. Most of the time I run it with that. See, 4 point. That was only 4 pips there. It's on a 15-minute chart. You can scan for when the price is fixing to break the PSAR or the bands or the fractals or whatever, and it only takes a second. You saw how long it scanned every pair on every time frame, and it didn't take but just a second. And it only took a second there that one time to say there wasn't nothing within 1 pip. But I'm gonna write the scanner. I'll post it in Forex Factory in the first post up there at the top. That way, in case I got some kind of screwed up error in it, because PSAR is a pain, and you'll notice. I wish some of those would have Control P. Let me go 3. I wish some of those would have been where I could show you. Okay, that's the one we just looked at. Euro Swiss. Let's look at that. Because sometimes the signal will have already passed, and there's several reasons for that. There really is. There's several reasons. 5 minute. Darn it! One time you want it to do wrong, and it does right. Okay, let's look at GBP. Nope. I already looked at the Swiss. But anyway, sometimes it will say an approaching buy when actually the buy happened, a couple minutes ago or a minute ago or something. And so in other words, the buy, it would have already, the dot would have already swapped places. But it's no big deal because it's still on the 0 bar. But you just have to kind of understand that the PSAR is a pain. Like I said, I'll post the code. I'll probably post it on any vid site, earnforex.com also. And, well, I will. And I like posting stuff over there. And I'll post it on Forex Factory also.